What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Q, back with another video for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about the military, my experience, and just a few topics as far as being in the Army and the entire process and just going through the motions and stuff like that. Let's talk about when I joined the Army. So I was 17 years old, right out of high school. I joined the Army July 2019. Reasons why I joined the Army. One, I didn't want to live home with my mom. I was tired of being broke, so I wanted to have my own source of income. I wasn't trying to take care of my siblings, and I wasn't trying to pay for my education out of pocket because obviously I was broke. So I was like, okay, I can join the military where I can have all of these things, right? So boom, it was a no-brainer. I had no problem going to a community college, but I was just like, I'm not trying to stay in my city. Let me take myself out of my environment and just try something different, try something new. So boom, I joined the Army at 17 years old. So let's talk about I guess the first thing that you do. You sign a bunch of papers or whatever. Your parents have to sign a waiver for you to go join the Army if you're under 18, I believe. Yeah, if you're under 18. So I graduated at 17, so I can just sign my way into the Army, at least not by myself. So how do you get a job in the Army, right? So you take an ASVAB test, and based on your score, you're eligible for certain jobs. So I believe the max score is 99, and the lowest is probably like I don't fucking know, like a 30 or some shit. So you test, and let's say you test high and you get a solid score, then you're eligible for the good jobs. And if you're a dumbass, then you're eligible only for the dumbass jobs. Or let me not say that, because then people are gonna be mad. I said you're just not eligible for the upper echelon or the upper level jobs. So there's that. So after you take your ASVAB score or whatever, you sign your job, you sign up for your job at MEPS. MEPS is where you get your shots, and they ask you all these questions, and if there's anything wrong with you, like you can have a stomach ache, you out of there. Trust me, that's your recruiters will definitely tell you, like, don't tell them anything at MEPS. But anyway, so yeah, you take your ASVAB test, you go to MEPS, you wait in these long ass lines, you answer these questions, you sign these papers, and then you get sent off to reception. So reception is like a week process where they in-process you into like the military systems and stuff like that. You wait in these long ass lines. You have to stand up and wait. You cannot go to sleep. They're waking you up early as hell. You're getting woken up at like 4:30 in the morning, no cap. You're standing out there in the cold. It could be raining. You're gonna stand there. It could be 4:30 in the morning. Just imagine 4:30 in the morning. You just woke up. You have to get ready within like 5 minutes, and you're standing at parade rest in the rain, in the cold, hungry, tired. So you just go through like all these different motions, and you answer all these questions, like I said, boom, boom, boom. And then after reception, so let's just talk about reception, right? It's new. Like all this stuff is new. So you got people, even reception is low key kind of too tough for some people, because you're getting yelled at reception. People are yelling at you to wake you up in the morning, and it's not even like on the same level as basic training. It's kind of like it almost prepares you for basic training, but for some people it really doesn't even prepare you. But there's reception, and then you go to basic training. As soon as you get to basic training, the second that bus pulls up, like the second those drill sergeants see you, they're going to be on you, banging on, like the buses. When I was pulling up, like drill sergeants was immediately banging on the window, kicking the bus, like, everybody get off this bus now, like yelling at you, screaming. I don't know. I feel like those YouTube videos on YouTube, like, okay, you may be able to watch that like from a third person perspective, but when it's you, like actually you in the moment, it's like, I feel like it's a different story. And some people be ready to kill themselves, like, or quit for real. We have you if you're trying to join the Army, if you really want to join the Army, you'll see what I'm talking about when you get there. So there's basic training. It's hectic. Some things that you learn how to shoot your weapon, you learn how to live in the field, you learn how to go days without showering. What else? You learn how to create a tent in the forest, and you what else, like some pros and stuff like. So you meet people, like you meet some cool people, like, you know, these people that you meet in basic training, you're living with these people for 10 weeks and 4 days. So these people are basically your family. Like, you're showering with these people, you're sleeping with these people, you're shooting your weapon with these people, you're sleeping in the field with these people. It's like you're eating with these people. It's like you're doing everything with these guys. And if you were to get deployed and go to battle with them today or tomorrow, like if you were in basic training and after like 7 weeks it was just like, I don't know, we just went to war and they just had to send people, like just send people, you'd have, I wouldn't say you'd have no problem, but you'd feel better like going with those guys, because those are like your guys. Like, it's just how it is. You create, you know, tight relationships, and some people you'll be friends with them for the rest of your life or for a long ass time. So let's talk about AIT. After you go to basic training, you essentially you learn how to become a soldier, like an all-around soldier. You know, you're in basic training, you're learning like land navigation and how to use a compass and stuff like that, and how to use camo and put on your face and hide in the forest and the woods and all this extra cool shit that you see in Call of Duty. You go to AIT where you actually learn how to do your job. So I went to Fort Lee, Virginia, where I learned how to become a paralegal, and that was 10 weeks and 4 days roughly. And you know, now I'm a paralegal. So AIT is a little bit more laid back. You still have drill sergeants that yell at you. You still have to wake up early in the morning, and you still have to, you know, wait in lines to get your food and stuff like that. But once you get to just like how in basic training, after you go, after you at like a certain phase, it gets a little bit more laid back, and then in AIT it kind of gets a little bit more strict, but towards the end it's a lot more laid back than basic training ever was. So there's AIT. Sometimes you'll have to study, you know, you might have to stay up at night and learn your job. AIT can be as short as, you know, 4 weeks or as long as a year, depending on your job. Like I said, mine was only 10 weeks or, you know, 11 weeks. And then you go to the big army. That's what people in the army call the regular army. We just call it big army, or like regular army, whatever. And you're essentially, now you're in the real world and you're actually doing your job. A lot of the stuff that they taught you in AIT might not really click until, you know, you've been on your job and you've gotten some on-the-job training or some on-the-job like experience after about like, you know, 6 months to a year, when the stuff starts like actually making sense. So let's talk about my job, what I do, right? So like I said, I'm a paralegal. I work with lawyers and I work with defense investigators, witness interviews. I review evidence. You know, I've seen some stuff, like I can't lie, and some of the stuff is sick. You know, it's strange, but you just kind of deal with it. If somebody's statement is, you know, if they made a prior statement and it's now inconsistent, you know, I have to impeach that witness in trial. Sometimes you might have to draft up some documents, or, you know, call some witnesses and take some notes and stuff like that. It's a lot more to it. That's pretty much just like a quick rundown as far as what I do. I've been in the Army a little bit over 2 years. I'm not sure if I already said that. I just turned 20, so the Army's been cool. Like, I had a plan coming into the Army, you know, have my own reasons why I joined the Army. A few of those I stated at the beginning of this video. I'm not gonna try to talk y'all head off about, you know, everything, as far as like everything that I know, because I could talk forever and I'm not about to do that. But video's already like 11 minutes so far. But yeah, man, the Army's cool. You know, you don't have to join the Army to get your education paid for. There's other ways you can get your education paid for. There's other ways you can travel. There's other ways you can meet people. This is just one of the ways I decided to do, you know, all three. Whenever you go into anything, just go in with little to no expectations. I can't say no, because, you know, people, you're a human, so you're gonna have some sort of expectation. But just don't think you're just gonna come in and when you get into the big Army, you're just gonna be meeting everybody and everything's gonna be sugar, spice, and everything nice. But yeah, so there's that. If you're thinking about joining the Army, make sure you're researching well, you know, the pros and cons and things like that. If you're the type of person that doesn't like being away from your family, the Army's not for you. If you're the type of person that's scared to go to war, the Army's not for you. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. There's a lot more stuff I could talk about, but I feel like I already been talked long enough. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Deuces.